hope you didn't get into too much trouble.
Mm-hmm. Sergeant's been pretty quiet lately.
Dun, dun, dun.
She needs more movies.
No, I think she needs time. I'll carry on walking out.
Don't think we don't need to have this conversation.
Are you feeling better?
A wee bit.
Too soon, too soon.
Oh,
wait, no, it probably isn't by now, actually. Never mind. Yeah,
Time passes so quick in this game, like in universe time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Especially with bad piloting.
No, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, like even in D&D to an extent where it's like, and now we're traveling and like, we travel like.
I mean, you compare to Cult Rocks, where
Yeah, like-
we have a. Well, we've done like what?
It's still 2012!
5 seasons.
Past like 4 months.
2 to 3 months. Oh, God.
Like, I had so many things planned for like, and then the next year this will happen. These things will happen. It's like, and I've forgotten all of them.
Sometimes we get into 3 missions a night. Like, I can't help that.
You can help that. You could be negligent, and then I could blame it on her.
We also want a little bit more awkward conversation with girl on the phone.
And I have another slice of list of
story.
the radio, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Brush or floss?
Perhaps both.
Toot toot, all aboard the bib train.
So yes,
You don't know what that is.
I've heard from Ramon there is a bunch of that brush or floss stuff.
Yeah, so you're on the station. I believe all of your main.
Are we done?
No.
Are we done?
We're never done.
No,
Have we finished the base train at last? Can we finally do something?
We did this one so terribly we didn't get information on the next
things
one.
would take me to the other side of the phone.
All right, I have to make another base trip.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Here's the thing, though.
They've got all those turrets on the
All
other
those
ship.
turrets got to go back to the base. Here's the thing, though.
Yep.
Fuck that. Sell them.
Yeah.
I'm not going again.
You just
It's
buy
not
more
worth
later.
it.
No.
I'll just buy more later.
That's right.
With the money we made from selling these.
Can we put them on the apartment roof?
Especially considering your apartment roof is technically on the Presidium.
We can carry in the Citadel. I'm don't understand.
Anti-aircraft gun.
Well, Crane was carrying
Okay,
that
here's the
oven
thing.
around earlier.
Here's the thing.
Apartment was a sidewinder.
Here's the thing. You could bring in all the parts, one bit at a time, from the ship with several journeys. And then we could assemble it in our foyer, pointing at the door. We could do that.
I don't know
But
why.
the first day we
But why?
actually get... But the first day we... Well, because that way when the Void Wraith inevitably attack us in our apartment, they all die without getting in. But here's the problem with that, is that the first time it successfully defends us and kills numerous civilians in the apartment across the way,
We all get arrested.
we get arrested.
Especially when Logan goes, you know what, I got a spare tungsten round.
Does it work that way?
Is it Those are large shells. Is it multiplicative?
I mean, yeah.
Instead of shooting through 5 feet, does it shoot through?
It's technically the same principle, it's just shaving off bigger bits of metal. And probably accelerating them faster.
Much faster.
I want to buy a mod for that, a tungsten round.
Tungsten rounds turret.
I want a tungsten rounds mod for a gun that's as big as me.
Just slot a tungsten
pretty
round
big.
six.
Make it so.
Yeah, we're on the station. Do stuff, guys. I mean,
I'll be going
I
to
have-
Dock
I'm trying to figure out who to call first.
Yeah. Registering another ship
Yeah.
and for the sale of the 4 turrets. Because quite like actually, I know what I'll do with those turrets. I'm going to go visit that the humanitarian group that we got the explosives of last time,
The colonization.
and off to sell them those turrets.
Oh, because they could use them to protect their colonies. Yes.
See, goodwill.
Yes, the human colonies.
Goodwill.
Good thinking, Tio.
Team Paragon
They
points.
gave us explosives when we need them. They gave
so we can give them explosives back.
So yeah, I registered the ship first, and then
I suppose I'd better
how
let
did the other two go?
The other two...
They were being sold.
they're basically waiting for you guys to stabilize so that you can sort something out. Which is why they're still near docked and everything, which is why he could use one to train in for a few days while you were on Lucia.
I thought he was using Zalo's ship.
Either or.
That's right, there's also the
There's
Zalos.
the Zala's ship.
I'm not touching that.
No, it is Zala's ship.
So,
It's not. It's not.
We do
as-
need a second one to use, and
Yes.
we'll use it until your group is recovered.
Yeah, because that ship isn't. That ship isn't as until we save the
Zalo
thing.
shit.
No.
So we'll leave that ship and lock it up because Logan will have changed the lock codes or something for that.
Oh, yeah. They're not great, but they'll do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
That'll never get it.
Fucking Steve.
I'll make the usual. We're back in port calls to the
captain and the
sergeant, the good doctor, and reporter. Now you're off the hook for this one.
that's good.
Can't put that off any longer.
No.
I'll let Master Wang know I'm back in town.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully for a while. I'll let Tekka know I'm back in town. Hopefully for a while.
And you send another message to the sergeant that's like PS movie.
And I'm like, the movies you agreed to watch, I'll sort out.
I believe the way it went was it was going to be Die Hard, and then she said, "What's Christmas?" So now it's like, "What Santa Claus conquers the Martians first?" To explain that. And then
To be fair, I'm desperately trying to think of another Christmas movie that Logain has seen, and I can't think of one.
Ernest saves Scrooge.
Oh no.
I suck!
Well, she already saw Lethal Weapon.
Does she really need explanation? No, no, because Die Hard needs
You need
explaining.
you need the context of Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, Logan wouldn't have seen Miracle on 34th
No.
Street.
So, no, because she mentioned that the sergeant was being weird and needed time, I won't make that call just yet. I'll approach that in person. Is there anything else I need to let know?
I get rid of all the bodies. And
We didn't bring any bodies.
the prisoner.
We've got a prisoner.
Oh yeah,
We do have
Well,
prisoners.
when I contact the sergeant, I'll let her know that we have one prisoner.
Yeah, that sounds a...
Is that guy awake? Can I talk to him before they?
I mean, if you want, he would have woken up at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah. I just want to have a word.
I'll be with
Okay.
you for that one, because at least...
Okay. Good morning, sunshine.
Hi.
Why do you guys do it?
Pays well.
Yeah, but then there's this
Yeah, but
inevitable outcome. I mean, you didn't even know we were coming.
no.
You don't even know how we found this place.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I'm not telling you. I mean, the information's going to be useless to you where you're going.
Prison.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just curious why. Why be evil?
Pays well.
So that's just it's just worth it. You know what pays well? Evil.
No, I mean just knocking off a few places for some supplies, for some minerals.
Getting your Krogan's ass shot out from under it.
What? Oh.
This guy isn't even mentioning how I just bitch slapped those grenades out of his head.
And I'll put that in the...
Yes.
I thought you were like trapping it around his head, so.
no.
Vomit.
Oh no, there's a way.
Thankfully,
to
those
fire.
gags have a ring. Although you're just talking to him, so I'm guessing that's out.
Yeah. Along with the tooth.
He doesn't have one. If you did check,
Then
So
we would
that's-
have checked
Well,
anyway.
that's interesting. No tooth. They
What
stop
about
it.
all the other bodies? Did they have? Because we always check for the teeth.
The only ones that would have had teeth were the 3 that came from the main office, made a run for it, and then got blown up and then Singularity.
Yeah. We wouldn't have really known that.
So there wouldn't have been any teeth
Oh.
to find.
And the one who was in the security office.
That one there we would have.
About it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
we found his stuff.
pretty much everyone that got blown up or
So
shot in
you
the
would have
head.
collected that tooth, that one tooth he would have had.
Because you collect them, all right?
They're like Pokemon.
It's interesting to see, if they change the formula or the chemical or anything
Yeah.
like that over time.
I'm trying to remember the photograph Pokemon. Not that one.
Mankey. Oh.
Not that one. It's a different one. There's Satan in it.
Actually, Satan.
Actually Satan. I'll show it to you.
The turning of motherfucking fog's gay! No. Anyway.
Okay.
I don't think we'll get much information out of it. It's not high enough.
No. I was just curious. Oh look, C-Sex here.
Yay.
I mean, there's the alternative.
That's the
Solarian helmet. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm getting better at this.
Don't get any on my helmet.
And a couple of sea sectarians take them away.
Bye. See you
See
later.
ya. That's just one of the sea sectarians.
Bye, Jeff. Honestly, they're at our ship so often, we should get them their own mugs.
So you do.
No, but by this time we will be back at the outside. Back at the outside of the Sentinel. He's being policed away. Bye. That was a lucky one.
Yes, good old Jeff the turtle.
Where's Jeff? I don't know. It's short for JFAC.
4 Ks and 2 Ts.
With some Ys.
And no vowels.
Yeah.
I think I've contacted everyone, so I guess I go back to the apartment and keep.
Got news.
Good news!
Well, it might be good news. It could be terrible news. Asari fugitive Tiala Diavo has recently been cleared of all charges in Asari space.
I'm there with you.
After Kyra Radam was found guilty of framing the former private security officer while she was performing security services on the planet Hellerus almost 50 years ago, Diavo, known member of the vigilante group the Sidewinders, was the only survivor after a terrible biological accident on the illegal research facility.
That's what we thought.
Radan, who had been arrested for similar circumstances in the past, had secretly been released from prison and undergone cosmetic surgery. Adjustico caught the criminal in the ice-covered rock world of Pagoma,
Yeah, she
continuing
caught
her experiments once more, along with the evidence that Diavo was innocent all along.
Yeah, Adjustica caught the criminal. Adjustica did. We're gonna have to set this story right.
Well, that's what your meeting with the reporters about, right?
It's about them tits.
No, I just wanted to show them that guy's face now.
I bought footage.
Copyright it.
That doesn't work for me. I wanted puke bowl.
You could like fabricate a bowl at it and try and catch it.
I could. One tech point. Simple object.
Bowl.
It is. Bowls. Look at the curvature.
So, what
It's
is
the easy way to have a bowl without using a colander.
Ship stuff before heading back.
I feel like a colander would not be a
The
simple
apartment, yeah.
object.
No, it wouldn't. Isn't it the easy way?
You get news too.
One.
legendary private military contractor group actually
Justice
did a
Base.
good portion of a Justicia's work for her, finding all the evidence in just 2 little weeks, when she took decades. What a useless cow.
To be fair, I was listening to that and I'm like, I didn't think about it at the time, but then I was listening to the recording and I was like, yeah, but that wasn't even her job to investigate that.
No.
Logan's telling her something that
but-
wasn't even what she was doing.
Yeah, but then she sort of swans in, takes over, and it becomes her job because it's like it's a crime and it's happening in that space, so it is her job. And it's like, so now she's like, solved this, and I'm like, yeah, you solved this. What you mean is, we solved it, and you just sort of waddled in and took over.
Space Post's new drones are set to go on the Citadel as part of their regular services starting this Monday. After being tested for several months now, the courier company has decided to go ahead and have roughly 80% of all deliveries made throughout the Citadel via VI-controlled drones that know exactly which address to go to, and with advanced security features that mean only the intended recipient can access the content.
God, this could go wrong.
Spamazon.
I could put so many bombs on those if I was a bad guy. I know, right?
I've already thought about 13 ways we can exploit this to get surveillance.
Tiala arrives at the apartment.
Or, like number 7, you use the same model of drone
Oh,
as your own personal surveillance.
I'll go freshen up and send some messages.
Okay. You want to write
Cold
those up
Star?
at some point and
I know
email
the
them to
perfect
me?
place.
Oh,
Although I can't
but
remember
first
the
one will be
name.
to Mum saying I would
Give me a
love to
minute.
catch up and
Rocket
try
launcher off.
to mean
Back
some
in
of
the
this.
ship.
Okay.
Maybe that's
Send
very
to my favourite valuable player. I'm back on Citadel, hopefully for long enough to see you, and we'll talk about it when you get here. And then to my friend, I'll send her
Okay.
saying, carry on with the job. You need to finish that off before we can do anything else.
Okay.
And I will send to my sister. It would be great to catch up again and carry on where we left off.
Okay. Actually, good day.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know what day is
I
yet.
can't wait to hit the apartment because I know what I'm first thing to do.
Logan actually gets a message too. I forgot it. I didn't realize
Yeah.
how late it was.
Because of the 4 days.
Oh,
Yeah. So you've got like an extranet message, not a over the thing.
I'll check it in my office.
Okay. Beep. It's from Lilia Cristina.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
No,
Oh,
I
you
actually.
will.
Her Biote Ball.
Oh!
friend.
Oh!
Yeah.
Privacy call. View message.
It basically says, after everything that Tiala's been through, I was hoping to help her out. Any chance you can give her a week to 2 weeks off? That'd be great, thanks.
This is bizarre because I was going to tell her to take a vacation. Like, that we have much to discuss thing. That was going to be that. Well, why yes.
You get a response back within a minute saying, excellent, I'm on the Citadel now, but don't tell Tiala.
Alright. Okay. The letter K.
No, okay. Dot.
Summon.
I think straightly you just give people the scene.
Tiala. Tiala to Logain's office, please.
10 minutes later. I was in the shower!
Wait, so you're essentially a female, so
No,
an hour
because
later...
I was already already through the hour.
3 hours.
Can you use all the hot water in Mass Effect?
If there's
Do you
a
still
way,
have to wash your hair
Yes.
if you're in Asari?
Take a seat.
You have tentacles.
So you put on clothes after the shower, right?
Did it take
Naturally.
more time or less time to
I don't want to kill Logain,
What isn't the shower in Mass Effect just like?
but quite likely it's the
a
gym
sonic
gear.
shower?
Yeah.
I think it's a
Just,
sonic
yeah.
idea.
No, I need water.
Well, I figure there's been enough time, so. Have you had an opportunity to process everything that's happened to you in the last few weeks?
How do you shower?
I've processed some of it, but
He's a
most
drug.
of it
Just water.
a long time.
I understand.
It's got to be like a
I'm
prolonged
putting you on
exposure to
vacation for
moisture.
2 weeks. I think
Oh, so
you'll
it's
need
just
the time.
hot water.
I've got a number of things we need to do. We've just busted up the Void Wraith to the extent we're going to. Technically, we're in limbo, and we need to. I've got a bunch of shit needs doing. You've got to process a lot of things that have happened. So, you're going on leave for a few weeks.
But who's going to help you with your stuff?
I don't know.
Let's try the human. Rover Roby Bears.
Good choice. I think she's got a lot of potential.
Perhaps.
But she is young, remember, so...
She has managed to overcome her racial handicaps thus far.
Continue everyone's young.
Not quite everyone. Someone is the exact same age.
You don't know, you're in
No,
there.
I don't. I don't. Which is really good right now.
Not yet.
So, take some time. If you need me for anything, I'll be available. I'm sure you'll find something to fill in your time, but I don't want you working.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, what do you plan? I suppose this is a bit premature, but what do you plan on doing now that
What do you mean?
you're independently wealthy and do not need to work another day in your life?
After seeing what the Void Wraith have been doing, that hasn't changed. I was a mercenary beforehand, and why?
It's just fairly certain I was going to lose you.
Why? This just makes things a bit easier.
Perhaps for you. We'll see. What are your thoughts on the last mission?
Could have gone a wee bit easier, but then again, it was a spur-of-the-moment mission, so it didn't go as well as I could have expected.
I'm really curious as to the layout of their base. It seems like it was there to do nothing. Like it didn't seem to have a function or purpose.
Without their getting the data, we'll never know what it was actually there for. It was a bit strange their MO changing with the teeth, though. All of a sudden they're not equipping them with teeth.
You guys would probably have surmised that it was that they were stockpiling rare minerals.
Yeah. But that's all we. Apart from that,
Yeah.
It's also like a convenient planet to have a base on, right? Like
You
it's
also know
super
that they
hard
were
to
fairly
find. It's hard
close
to land on.
Yeah. You know they were fairly close to Perdition to do, and they were the one that came there to do trading and stuff with it. So.
I'm wondering if there's a pattern. The base we took off them was on a super hard to access planet that no one would want to be on or even risk the atmosphere on unless you're really good. And this one was too. Their other base was only located in a place because of a nearby spatial activity. Do you think we have enough yet to start
guessing, approximating places. Well, the thing is, if there's bases that have been not used anymore on planets that are inhospitable within this area, we could ask the sergeant if she could get us information.
You could ask Super Sister Sergeant Pseudo Person.
What?
You, this is the second time you've sort of, fumbled around our co-conspirator's name. Truth Sense 19.
It took you so long to work.
Oh my god! Mysterio's like, fuck! But then he's like, wait a minute.
Why are you trying to use truth sense?
No, this isn't so much
I
Truth
know.
Sense. I'm super familiar with Tiala, and I now suspect strongly you are hiding everything. Never mind. That's none of my business.
What?
What you choose to do with your time and your plans is...
I look absolutely shocked. Oh my god, you can't even think of that. That's just disgusting.
I am interpreting the shock as, oh my god, he found out. How does he know?
Logan in his office. I'll see myself out under the desk.
He does that thing where he fakes like he's got behind the desk. And
No.
Then he pokes up again briefly.
Okay.
It's okay. You don't have to go into.
No, I do, because well, at least you should know.
I don't really get off on vicarious.
That's just hear me out. While during this investigation, we found out that I have another sister,
Yeah. What's it got to do with the price of eggs?
and how no one's meant to know who my sister is.
Yep. I got through all that.
Yep.
If I were you, I'd have used your truth sense power to like get into her mind and try and. You saucy bitch.
Yes, I have the name.
Oh, and you don't want her to know, and she can read your mind. Gotcha.
She knows. I've told her.
Oh, then. I'm smart enough to put two and two together by now, right?
Well, you should roll for that at
It's
least.
your character.
'Cause- oh god.
Rolls under lab. I see. Are you going to be able to deal with this?
I've got no problem with her being my sister. It's never been. It's not even an issue. It's just, it's strange.
Well, this stiffens my resolve to fix her.
Fix.
Stiffen something.
I'm so glad you came tonight.
There's nothing wrong.
I
with
have
her.
been this whole time.
If she's had to deal with the same sort of things I've had to deal with.
Yes. Well, you're the same age?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, she seems like 50 to 60 years older.
Did you not listen to the transcript? How that she was,
Hang on, I have a recording of the whole trial here. Let me just...
and one of the things that it said was that she was being. They actually trained her, didn't they? At a young age to do it all. So she was. So I don't know what that experience was.
So she knows. Does she know I know?
No.
Then I will continue to pretend ignorance. It'll be easy. Most people assume I'm ignorant.
Is that even remotely true of the sergeant?
The problem
She
is
acts like I'm a piece of shit, but
no, she doesn't.
I don't know if she just does that because she knows it gets to me or not.
I had to tell her because she would have. Well, obviously through our training, she would have found out.
Yes, well. Well, like I said, you're on leave. Don't let me keep you.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Right. I may be going away for a bit. I've been asked to go off planet.
Well, you now have that luxury. We have 2 ships, so, feel free to use one of them, I guess.
I can't fly, so. But I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure you can afford to book passage on a ship.
Silence.
I'll leave. Door shuts.
Crane to Logan's office, please.
Beep.
Crane, take a seat.
They smell like Tiana.
Is this the kind of seat where you have a gun under the table?
I actually do. I have a shotgun strapped under the table pointing forward with the trigger right here. It's a safety thing. You can't see past it. It's got some tungsten rounds in it so it can go through my desk.
Tungsten shotgun rounds.
Into the
Makes sure to kill those neighbours if he doesn't kill them.
Someone's dying.
No, not tungsten 6.
Oh,
just
okay.
some ones. So it goes through the desk.
Lots of ones.
So, what are your thoughts on the last mission?
The one we just did.
It's like the whole ball of missions.
So all the bases.
Yeah.
Well, I thought they started strongly with us planning out and having knowledge of roughly the base. And
That's really rare.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
The last one I feel like came apart immediately.
Kind of went the way I wanted it to.
We triggered an alarm.
Well, that was really obvious. I mean, you cut through a wall into a sealed containment base. They've got to have some kind of, oh look, we're losing a lot of air alarm. I kind of figured that would go off immediately. That's why I wanted you by the door. What I didn't plan on was the guys by the door not being distracted by the sudden hole in the wall in their base. And remaining concentrated on the front door. Which is one of the things I wanted to bring up. When you open a door, stand off to one side.
You did see the corridors in the base.
No, not really.
They were so tight, there was no room to stand to one side.
Question: how do you know that he got shot?
I'm assuming his after mission report would have had that.
Did it?
Okay.
Well, it's especially since he now has the option of clinging to the ceiling, so he can go to the top.
Then perhaps crouching down. Most people aim for center mass at about 2/3 height up. I don't know if you know this because you use swords almost exclusively.
Well, when you use swords, you tend to have to take advantage of people's assumptions on where they're going to shoot. You have to move differently while you're moving forward.
Yeah, a lot of the time we don't really get to know too much in the way of layouts. We got lucky because we captured a lot of high-ranking people who knew things. The pilot, that sort of thing. So we get base layouts. That makes things very, very, very good.
That was why everyone was on board for the mission on the Slaver planet initially with no information.
Just in case. When we don't have the information, we try to proceed as carefully as possible usually, but given the layout of the base and the planet, loud was always on the cards.
How successful have you been in most of the Void Wraith attacks we've done? We've seemed to have gotten almost no information and prisoners that know nothing.
That's actually incredibly typical. They've got incredibly tight information control policies, given that they're a pirate group. We actually do have what information we have in a small dossier, but we were in this series of missions we've done this season. In the last time periods that covers this, we've got more information than is normal. Which led to the base on the planet we gave to the Spectre, and again to the other assault we did on the Slaver planet. A cruise, that was it.
Would it not have made sense, instead of having Zalo officially join the team, to have him infiltrate the Void Wraith since he is unattached to us?
That's what Valen's for. Secondly, we don't know what they might have to do to him in order to join their team. Keep in mind, we're talking about a group of people who, up until this recent base, have been equipping even their baseline grunts with poisoned teeth. Now, what kind of initiation process do you have to go through where that becomes normal?
Take a lot of drugs, wake up, mouth's a bit sore.
Could be. Could be. I mean, they're also fairly easy to remove. But then, it's like, so we don't trust you at all, so we put teeth in your head. There's perhaps some kind of drug-use-based interrogation program is also part of it. Now I know because Tiala is biotic, she can just purge herself of those effects. Therefore, a more likely infiltration possibility. Two, I don't really want to throw Zalo immediately under a bus when he just joins us. One, he just had his crew captured by Thrax. I say, taking a note real quick. So I remember that. So it feels like putting him in a lot of unnecessary danger for what could possibly just get him killed. We know so little about their operations and their modus operandi, or even what they want.
Did you not get any information from the doctor?
We got some. They're engaging in a series of incredibly unlikely collection missions for someone. You know, say, go get 6 humans with the same mother but different fathers, or get 3 quarium biotics. Strange objectives that don't seem to have any relevance to anyone.
Genetic experimentation?
Weird for a pirate group, no.
It could be contracted.
Exactly. So, there's a bunch of behavior that doesn't add up to a simple pirate group like we thought they were initially. If you're interested, I have a bunch of information you can go through, see if you can figure anything out.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Boing. This doesn't have all the latest stuff. You know, you were there for that, so...
Yeah, because if I recall, you didn't tell us any of the reasons. You didn't tell... You two looked at them all, but you didn't tell us any of the reasons any of you guys were kidnapped initially, right?
No, you don't know why me and him were kidnapped.
You don't know why I was.
I don't know why you were.
It turns out the reasoning was really shit.
Was it because he was too tall?
Yeah. No, they just needed a Turian whose name started with L who was a putz and couldn't fly. Yeah, there's a bunch there. Including some their previous movements. Should be able to plot something out of that. Well, so we've got a couple weeks on the Citadel where we're going to have some downtime. Do you have any plans?
A couple of weeks without anything?
Well, something might come up, but, you know, nothing planned.
We've been kind of off and off the Citadel since I joined, that I haven't really had a chance to properly look around, I might.
Oh, now's your chance. I will be scheduling some training exercises on the regular, so we'll get a chance to try out those facilities at some point. I'll keep you informed, of course. Tiala's going on some leave, so I'm going to assign some of the quartermaster duties to the Humon. See how that works out.
Permanent leave?
No, temporary.
Didn't you say she was a trillionaire?
Yeah, yes, apparently she has no intention of stopping at this time.
She wants to earn even more. No.
Well, don't let me keep you. I'm sure you've got a lot of exploring to do.
Well, I'll like awkwardly shuffle these papers.
Bang!
So, Rosa.
Well, she'll eventually get a call to come to Logain's office.
Yeah, but she's had about
Yeah.
We both took off.
half
when
an
we were
hour.
supposed to-
Oh dear
They've
God.
had half an hour since they've arrived on the Citadel, probably.
Well, I might as well leave that talk till tomorrow because you're both going to be hammered.
Immediately went to a sports bar.
Yep.
So we'd take transportation together. News.
So you head to the bar?
Yeah, I believe it was Cells. I can't remember the name at the moment.
The sports bar we found.
Oh!
Yeah. Actually, if you still have that email, if I could get a printout at some point, it would be great.
That's
Ah, here it is. The Highway Groggery.
Highway Groggery. That's right. I found this sweet place.
Finally.
Love it.
So you guys will get there.
Yep. Roll for news on the way. There's still more news to...
You'll have to take a car, so that this doesn't tend to be used on the car.
Don't you have a local news scanner?
Yeah.
So in the car, you could just tune that on.
Could do.
Listen to some news on the way. Who knows what happened in this place, this mystical, wonderful place.
Make
I've
a
spent
roll
very
for
a
your-
lot of time there.
Oh, he's not driving.
8.
Nice.
A human palladium refinery on the remote world of Korra has reportedly been sold to the Thessian-based Delos Mining and Engineering. In the months after former head of the Korra-based facility was found guilty of producing the drug Red Sand using rich deposits of element zero he had discovered on the sandy planet, Rendell Works CEO Werner von Uphoven has been flooded by offers from across the galaxy, particularly from Asari corporations. Now it seems the flood of negotiations has finally paid off, and the planet will come under the control of Asari interests.
That was us. We did that.
No.
Woo! That was one of our first big ops.
Yeah.
That's your first stealth,
That was our
big
first-
stealth op.
That was where the cover identity for
Infiltration.
Ator.
Yep. And that's where pots and pans come.
That was where pots and pans came from.
come in. Every stealth roll he had to do pots and pans.
Yeah, I fucked everything up.
We don't know how we survived for so long.
Because Tim was cheating.
He was.
That's how.
Yeah.
That's also the origin of the Ator discs.
Yes, it is.
Has it just been so long since, like, it's been on
That
the
was
news
season
cycle?
1.
You just haven't rolled into it yet?
No, that was just, it took so long for the...
Court proceedings.
There was the court proceedings, and
Ah.
then there was all the companies, so it took that long for the negotiations and everything too. The Asari, all the Asari suddenly took an interest in it because of the, basically because of your little amulet that you now have.
Yeah, the email I've got,
Which was made into that thing on your head.
which is what gives me a +5 in biotics.
Because they found a special crystal that
The Kyber crystal.
kind of
The Zeo
almost.
crystal.
So yeah, you guys both go to the sports bar.
Yep. Roll on in. Any of the big important usuals floating around? Apart from the ones that are always there.
Damn,
No.
I should have assigned Tiala to sell
Yeah, all the ones
stuff
are there
before.
except for the Chlorian actual racer guy. But the locals are there, the guy who runs it, Maxitus,
And the chick.
Deo, yes, the bartender, waitress, the Vorm, the Batarian, who's just always seems to be there.
Doing different jobs every day.
Yeah. And Lucius, that's the Turian mechanic who likes to watch the races there and stuff. He's there. So they're 4 out of the 5 regulars that I gave you are there.
Sweet. Rolling up to the bar. Order 4 drinks.
4 drinks.
Those are just for you.
Yep. 4 of some kind of blue circle ale. And I'll check the race listings. What's the name of the flying shuttle races again? The X3?
X3s, yeah, that's the small cars that will fly usually just on one planet, and then it's the IS-3000 League is the interplanetary.
The Chlorian racer is an X3 racer.
Yes, he wants to get into the big time, but he's just
He's still starting out.
yeah.
I'll check the race listings, see if there's any races coming up. He's an extra.
He's going to be in one tomorrow.
Interesting. I mark that on my
Here on the
calendar.
Citadel. So. And then I'm guessing not
Emma?
long after that, Logang contacts Rosa.
Rosa Rodriguez, please report to Logang's office. Solo, you're not going to be too far away.
I know you're there with her.
You're next.
1 to go.
2 to go.
Bang.
Just a bigger one. 2 to 1 makes it faster.
You could get back to your sports racing after I've got my natter.
Yeah.
Work on it. Let's go.
So you guys head back to the office.
There's Rosa
Let
behind.
him
back.
you gotta let the car drive.
You see, the car just drives itself.
While I'm waiting for them, I'm going to check the Barty Ball listings and see if there's anything going on over the next 2 weeks. Wait, check
Nope.
check date.
Season's ended.
Ooh!
So,
And you
I'm
can-
going to
Sorry,
check
the mid-season break.
I'm
Sorry.
going to check the local Citadel listings for any events involving my personal favourite. How has that name slipped my mind? I made up the Nessa
Nessa.
Sava.
Yeah, she's going to be attending the same charity events that your friend is.
Cool. I'll book in for every single one of them.
Basically, each team is sending 2 representatives.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good way of doing it.
So there's going to be
A bunch of people from teams that win now and then.
there's going to be like some speeches and signings, and then there's going to be a
the teams
charity
that are on
game.
Yes. Okay, so I'll hook up like Ticket Mistress and like get tickets to that game if I can, because since I'm going to be on the Citadel, and see if I can get into any of the events.
The tickets
other
are
events.
$200.
Jesus, dollars! I have to do some
Sorry,
conversion.
credits. And they're making a big deal about how all the proceeds go to charity.
What charity?
Leprosy.
For victims of slave abuse.
Check the percentages on where what their money's used for. I'm sorry, like, I just have no patience for, like, all proceeds go to charity.
Yeah.
Like, most charities are...
You know how charities work.
So it basically most of it goes towards basically like food, accommodations,
Counseling.
psychological counseling and stuff for victims of slavery.
Oh, so the money actually goes to those things.
Yes.
This is the super future, and they're
the
not
super
humans.
future.
It's a bit more idealistic.
Plus, with the sheer amount of slaves I imagine we'll be bringing back, they'll probably need these services.
We'll be bringing back...
So I'll go sell those guns.
I'll buy one ticket. Do I want to buy another one? No, I've been told that you're going to be busy. But you don't know that.
Yeah, but you know that she's part of this event thing, so she'll be there. So I won't be leaving until that's over. You'll surmise that.
Sometimes that
you can buy your ticket.
Tiala's also getting in for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
And getting in
Do you
for free.
really need to pay for her ticket for her?
It would be a nice thing to do. Just because she's fucking loaded doesn't mean she.
I'm just. Anyway, so the Rover and the and the Zalo
Yeah.
arrive at your office.
If you haven't seen that yet, you've got to. The prisoner.
You rang? I guess I rang.
Please
Hi,
take a
boss.
seat. Please take a seat. File folder. Well, that's all very interesting. What are your thoughts on the last mission?
Like, how far back? Shooting lots of dudes?
Sure.
I thought it went well. I have not as much problem sleeping as I worried I might, but I do see an Asari's head go sploosh occasionally, because it did.
Yeah, that'll happen. How are you, adjusting to life on the Citadel?
Well, outside of CSEC, it's different, but I've got help, so got a place to stay outside the apartment, and surprisingly large pool of friends so far.
Well, that's good to keep busy. I'm assigning you temporary quartermaster duties for the next week or two.
Finding a replacement for Tiala?
She's going on leave.
Oh, only on leave.
Only on leave. For now.
I thought she was a quadrillionaire.
I thought she was just going leave.
Think you're up to it?
Yeah, sure. What am I policing up? Just all that crap we brought with us?
Sure, and you'll be responsible for any necessary issuing or inventorying of items, making sure things don't go walking. I did that wrong. Remember, I have you.
think that means something different in human. Sorry, because I'm pretty sure you just said, "I have you." Yes.
Oh, good times. Well, if you have any issues or concerns, my door's always closed, but it's got a bell on it. Just push it and the bell goes.
You going to be needing us anytime in the next couple of days, or
Probably not. I'm looking at a planned stand down, but that doesn't mean we can't get an emergency job. We're not planning on things. If you're interested, there's a bunch of body ball things happening, charity events on the station. You might want to check that out. I don't know really what you're interested in. When's Shanxi Day? Is it coming up?
That's not for a while.
Okay. Human Bigotry Day isn't for a while.
So you gotta find yourself an alliance bar.
Yeah.
I'll check and see if the boys and girls are interested.
If you see Zalo, send him in.
Oh yeah,
I think he's
left him
right.
right outside.
Oh.
I left him parked outside.
Good. Just so she leaves and the door closes, and just before he comes in, I'm like on the chair. Get rid of the human smell.
Smell like cabbage.
You easily find me in the hallway, crouched down with my back against the wall, just trying to position myself in the world a little bit.
Good luck.
Brace against wall, straighten spine, become military-esque, and attempt a straight walk.
You're gonna have to roll now.
Imagine it's dexterity.
It's con, right? Because you're
Oh,
drunk.
yeah,
You're not
you're
drunk.
What did you get on the die? Is it
You got 13.
That's fine.
Dog speed.
Dog speed.
Yeah. Walk in reasonably straight towards the chair, spine unnaturally stiff.
At ease.
Oh, good stuff too. Click.
Did you give him a straw?
He provides his art.
Well, he passed the first test. It didn't knock him on his ass.
See what happens when I stand up.
I think he's sitting in a chair.
I'm already on my ass.
It's should like this. It's a 2112. From a good Victian distillery, Furious Bears.
Furious bears. Just beers. I love a good drink. Obviously.
So what are your thoughts on the last mission?
Well, I'll just position my head with my hand so I can keep it steady.
This is like a mediumly armored quick. Well, blink, blink, blink.
If I'm honest, all of those deaths won't haunt me as much as other stuff I've done in the past, so that is always a plus.
Huh. It never occurred to me that it might haunt anyone. I mean,
It's a shame we didn't get any intel out of it, but
that's surprisingly common with this group. Honestly, this was more of an exercise in hurting them.
that's the part I enjoyed the most. Any opportunity to hurt scumbag
I'm kind
pirates.
of hoping we've put them on the back foot with the amount we've been hitting them lately. Maybe cause them to change up their routines. Might tip their hand a bit. I still haven't heard anything from Vrak's activity, so we're probably looking at a few weeks of relative
Downtime.
ease. I'll be scheduling some training, but otherwise your time might be your own.
I had a thought on the Vrax thing. Tiala might have brought it up. I did mention it to her as well. There's a chance I could find a lead on Omega.
Omega?
If you remember those personal looks.
Yes, I do.
If I could get approval to head that way I imagine I would need some funds in order to buy information, that's the problem.
Ask Tiala.
Giala, the Sidewinders' new piggy bank.
We have our own. And it's a ducky.
Someone tried to murder him at the bar.
So is that
I remember that. That happened, right?
All of our theories in that have been so good.
Okay, well, and when were you planning on doing this?
I hadn't given that much thought, as we have been, since I joined on, we've been pretty go a few days here and there on the Citadel, but mostly transit times and missions.
There is currently an unresolved issue on Omega with the group, which may need to be resolved before you attempt that, as it increases the chances of you being grabbed just because you're associated with us.
From what I've heard of Omega, that sounds like the best move.
So I may or may not deal with that before Tiala gets back. I'm not really sure.
The only other thoughts I really have at the moment is that I really just want to get us ready for whatever's next. Taking on Vrax sounds like it's going to be a...
Well, I've approved the funds to set up your research lab, so...
be a good place to get started. I might use some of the time over these couple of weeks while you... to work out what's going to happen with Omega, to get something started there.
Yes, I've also got a lot of things that need finishing off over the next week or two as well, so...
I don't know if you would want to do this, but you might want to ask Loghain for permission to use some of those materials that you guys just got towards the lab, because you're going to need some bullets anyway, so...
We did pull in a bunch of resources that would be useful for getting the lab up and started.
Sure. I guess you can have access to whatever of those minerals we brought in that you need. Just get Rosa to check them out for you.
Sweet.
She'll be acting as quartermaster until Tiala gets back.
See what's left after the lab is set up. We might be able to get a project underway. I'll write up a draft for a couple of things, depending on what we've got.
Well, don't let me keep you. Now I pay attention to how well he walks out of the room.
Let's find out as I stand up.
Adjust gravity sideways 15 degrees.
Oh, that's chicken!
Oh my god! Yeah, but then he walked out straight.
No.
He adjusted gravity across.
It's just an ever so slight tilt.
So you rolled bad, so you probably succeeded.
Yeah, get a 9.
You smack into the door frame slightly on the way out, and then...
I'm going to use that, the force I generate bouncing off of the door frame, to project me in a roughly straight line out the hallway.
You've managed to get...
Readjust gravity, close door, lock door. Right now to check out these other events.
Loghain Centurious, this is your team.
Okay, so it's almost 12:30, so we'll probably call it there.
Yeah, I get to drive to Christchurch tomorrow morning.
That's going to be fun.
That's why we're here tonight.